Hello everyone, Zane here, welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today I'm going to show you guys the ultimate way to farm gold enlightenment pieces in the occult crescent. So this strategy is going to be an updated version of my last video that I did now that I got more information thanks to the people in the comment section of my last video, plus Perry the Fridge YouTuber that also shared this strategy on his channel, so shout out to him. So you're going to be doing this as a warrior only, unfortunately, because they have the self-sustain plus the crit and direct hit auto damage from doing in your release and all that. So you need to have the left side gear, which has the +1 attribute for the phantom actions, plus the 40 strength. I got 3 pieces out of the 5 that I need since I was working on my striking set. These pieces of loot that you need is the ethereal fixative, which is going to give you the +1 gear. This is going to be helpful doing Fork Tower, and of course doing other farming and stuff like that if you're trying to level up your other jobs. So you need 1600 apiece and you need 3 each. So it's going to take you 3800 gold pieces to get 3 so far. I have 2 right now. Then you're going to be focused on getting your souls. If you have those souls already, then you can focus on the fixatives only. Alright, so you're going to need a couple things. First, make sure that you have Prey with your Knight. This is going to give you a 30-minute buff to your defense. Fleet of Foot from Monk, which is basically the equivalent to Peloton. Okay, and you're also going to need Geomancer at full strength, because Battle Bell gives you an increase to damage by 5% up to 8 stacks with the buff, which is very helpful. If the weather is rainy, you can use the weather action to give yourself a magicated barrier as you're going up the slope to get into mobs. You guys can get save damage by having that barrier only when it's raining. You can throw a ringing respite, which can give you a little bit of a heal as you get hit on your way to grouping everybody up. And then you need cannoneer at rank 6 to get yourself a silver cannon, shot cannon, and phantom fire can one-shot enemies but with a 5% chance. Since you have multiple enemies, one of them will succumb to it eventually, but mostly it's for damage as well, since it does 210. Okay, so those are the requirements that you need for this strategy. If you do not have a warrior at all at level 100, you can come up here to the Abandoned Ascent with a group of people like I did in my last video to do that strat instead. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the cavern section here, because you need to do the scab guys here, and then you'll come over here to this wall and you're going to go up it. Since the enemies won't de-aggro you because you're going vertically instead of running away horizontally, you should be able to group them all up together. So the location is X12 Y20, going up the wall. There's 5 enemies during the night times. You can add that on to the eyes here, and there's only about 15. You can get 5, 6, or 7 gold pieces. Make sure that Battle Bell and Sprint are up before you start. This way the Battle Bell can go to work, and then you can switch over to Cannoneer, because you're going to need that at the top since you can't switch during battle. Rampart can be useful on the way up to reduce the damage. Once you get to the top, you're going to use Whetting and in a release to get your damage going. So you want to use those while also using the cannons to reduce the damage and also give them paralysis. Phantom cannon, try to use that as soon as possible. Hopefully it takes somebody out. Equilibrium, the Royal Battle, Reprisal, all good. Homegrown, you're invuln, use it only if you have to. Your Whetting should be up a lot of the time to get your HP back, but if you need to, kite them around and you should be good. Turn your back towards their AoE because it's sight-based, so you guys don't get paralysis through that. And your cannons should be back up to take out anybody else who has survived. And hopefully everybody should be dead, easy peasy. You can get 5, 6, or even 7 gold pieces per kill, so you can get around 80 to almost 100 gold pieces if your RNG is good. And then you go right back down to the bottom of the hill, rinse and repeat until you're done. So now let's go over to the next section, which is going to be in the cave. So second location is right inside the cave at X12 Y20. So the strategy is basically the same. You're going to grab these aether scabs. I usually do the Taurus, which are on the other side since they are susceptible to phantom fire, but you can use whatever you like. So I'm only going to be pulling, I think, 7 or 8 here. I would probably say go a little bit further, but This is just a demonstration. Now the problem with these guys, they kind of have a little bit of a push priority. Basically means that they will push each other outward instead of grouping them up like the smaller enemies. So some of them might not get clipped by the phantom fire or even the other cannons. So if some of them take a little bit longer to kill, it's most likely they probably didn't get hit. So try to hit them as much as possible. Because their AoEs are not site-based, you're going to have to be moving around a lot. That's why I really don't like the cave, and I choose the eye enemies over this. But again, if both of these areas are taken up, then go to my third area and farm there instead. Or if you want, join a party and go in the abandoned ascent and do it that way instead. So take your pick which way you want to go, but also make sure you use damnation. It's reflective on physical damage, and that can help make this a little bit faster. If you do need to switch back to single target, just go switch to your hotbar and start taking them out one by one. Okay, so that is both strategies in both areas. Hey guys, Editor Zane here. Yeah, I forgot that you need 1600 first to get the Geomancer unlocked. So I'm going to throw in the strategy with the 8 people on the Abandoned Ascent Tower, so you guys can get your 1600 quick to get your Geomancer unlocked. Here we are at the top of the Abandoned Ascent. We have a group of 8 people. You need around 7 to 8 to actually get the chain bonus of level 28 mobs, so it's very important to do about 8. So you guys can take out the Isle Brazers at the tippy top of the tower. They will give you the most gold pieces dropped. We tried doing the imps with 8 people, but they actually ended up giving much less. So doing the tippy top of the tower is the best way to go. At the top of the tower, we're getting almost 20 gold pieces per kill, which is insane, plus the steal from the thief. So I guess you were going over 20 gold pieces a kill. What you use is going to be up to you, but try to get the gear with the +1 special attribute for the extra damage on the phantom abilities, plus the extra strength can help make this a hell of a lot faster. So that's how you guys do your gold farming with Warrior. Now if both of these spots are taken up, right here next to the Aether Shard you have this wall here. The eye enemies are here as well. You also will get the armor dudes during the nighttime. And then over here on this tower where the silver chest usually always spawns, there's 4 more eye enemies that you can pull here while you're waiting for the other ones to respawn. Basically just rinse and repeat if the other 2 parts are taken up by somebody else. Okay, so hopefully this has been helpful. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy farming! And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel even further, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi. The links for those will be in the description down below, as well as my Discord. And an extra special shout out to the members on screen. So until next time, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead.